What's up, guys? Trupster Plays here, and we're actually going to be doing a controller layout slash keybind slash button layout video here, as I've gotten a few requests now, and I just figured I would do a video for you guys in case you guys are interested. I decided to do a separate video for my button layout here, as I wanted to make it separate to my showcase videos, as I want to keep my showcase videos as showcases, and this is just more of an explanation for anyone who's curious about my keybinds. So let's go ahead and just dive right into my settings here. And before we go any further, I do play on a controller. I've never played Fortnite on PC before. I probably never will, but never say never. But console gamer for life. I've been console gaming for years now, 20 plus years. So I don't plan on switching anytime soon. So yes, this is all for controller. So here we are in the video graphics department here. I play on 120 FPS mode. I play on the Xbox Series X. This is the highest FPS mode that we can get. I'm super grateful for this, as it's amazing to play on console and to get such high frame rates at 120 FPS. And I started playing Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch. So, that was 30 FPS. That was way back about 3 years ago, Chapter 1, Season 4. So you guys can imagine the jump all the way from 30 FPS, and then I upgraded to the Xbox One, which is 60 FPS. And then now, about last year, just within this year actually, I upgraded to the Xbox Series X, and I got 120 FPS, and man, does it make a difference. So jumping right into controller options here, I'm not going to go through every option, as some are pretty self-explanatory, but here's a big one here: build immediately, Builder Pro. I started on Combat Pro, and that was way back, obviously, Chapter 1, Season 4, as I said earlier. And we used to actually have to, when we wanted to build, we had to click a button for each kind of build. So let's say you wanted to build a ramp. That would be like the trigger. You'd have to hit the trigger button. You wanted to build a stair. You'd have to hit the right bumper. You'd have to click each individual time you wanted to build a piece. So now that we have build immediately, where you can just hold the trigger and it'll practically just build for you and seem really seamless, is a huge step in the Fortnite building mechanic. And I really respect and applaud Epic for coming out with this. This was way back in Chapter 1. And once this came out, man, I remember then Creative came out, and then that was when people really started practicing their builds, and that's when people went to the next level. So next up here is vibration. Actually, for about 2.5 years, maybe even 3 years, up to the 3-year point, I had vibration on until one of my buddies was like, you should turn it off. It's actually better. I don't know why, but he just said to turn it off. And I was like, dang, I don't want to. When I turned it off, it actually felt really weird, because my whole life I've been playing video games with vibration on. So to have it turned off, it felt really weird for like the first month. And then eventually, as with all changes with your controller settings, you eventually get used to it. So yeah, so now I don't even notice the difference, and I wouldn't turn vibration back on now. But this is really optional. This is not that big of a deal. So moving on to sensitivity, which is one of the most important options here in the controller options, as everyone is going to have their own unique sensitivity. Some people are going to have it really high, some people are going to have it really low, and it has nothing to do with skill really. It is just personal preference. So here's mine, guys. Nothing really special. As you guys can see, it's really low actually, because I can't deal with high sensitivity. Like, I can't deal with extremely sensitive movement on the controller sticks here. And here is advanced look sensitivity. Again, really low, not high, as I do like a low sensitivity. And moving on to advanced aim down sights sensitivity, ADS. As you guys can see, it is extremely low. It's not even at 20%, 12% here, 14%. So extremely low. There is a reason for this, as you guys will see later on. I do need to keep these very low. So going into advanced sensitivity, you guys will see why my ADS sense is so low. And this is the main reason why. I actually don't use aim assist. It's at 0%. I've never used aim assist in Fortnite, and I actually don't prefer aim assist in any of the other shooting games that I play. I don't know, it's a personal preference for me. I just don't like the idea of having computer assisting me in aiming. And I find it far more rewarding to aim myself, like completely myself. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. I know I'm probably the odd man out here, as most people on controller do use aim assist and definitely don't have 0% in a competitive shooter. But again, this is a personal preference of mine, and I just find it more rewarding to, get eliminations, get victory royales with no aim assist, just not relying on aim assist. So again, personal preference here. So here are the last couple options here. Copy basic settings. I copy from basic, I copy from legacy, and then here is my dead zone here, just at 20%. So going into my controller layout / button layout / keybinds, although I'm not on keyboard, I'm on controller, is the button layout here. And there's a couple of key changes that I made throughout the 3 years of playing this game. One of them was being my jump button. So guys, I believe jump without editing your keybind, I think is A on Xbox. So that would be X on PlayStation. And this was a huge change for me. Although obviously in the beginning, it was super difficult to not press A here every time I wanted to jump and change to L3, as actually most games I had played before always used A as jump. So switching to L3 as jump was definitely a difficult thing to get used to. But guys, let me tell you, this is huge. This took me to a new level in terms of my skill. This is way back, I believe in chapter 1, maybe later in chapter 1, I made this change. And the reason why this change is so important is because on controller especially, when you have to use A or X to jump, this takes your right thumb off of your aim, which is the right stick. So let's say you're in a build fight and you're jumping all over the place and you're trying to aim while you jump. You can't really aim while you jump. So making it L3, which is the opposite stick here, allows you to jump with the left stick. So you click that in, right? The left stick would just be, L3 is just clicking it in. So L3 is jump, allowing you to keep your right thumb on your aim stick. So this is absolutely huge. This way you can build fight, you can jump, and you can aim at the same time. Versus if you were to try to jump with A or X every time, you'd be taking your thumb off of your aim stick, which is going to completely throw off your rhythm. I know it might seem fine for now, but making this change is really going to take you guys to the next level. And the next change that I made, I would say, that brought me to a new level in terms of my skill here, is the edit button. And I didn't do this until chapter 2. I believe maybe, I don't remember really, but probably either chapter 2, season 1 through 5. Between those 5 seasons, I made this change, and that was R3 as edit, which is your right stick, clicking in your right stick here. And for me, the reason why this change helped me so much was I used to have a different bind for my edit. I believe it was A, and it forced me to take my right thumb off of my right stick when I wanted to edit, which would completely throw off the timing. It would make my edits really slow. So I decided to make it R3, as clicking in your right stick would be the edit, right? And then I wouldn't have to move my right thumb. All I would have to do was just move my stick to my edit direction. So that, like the jump button, didn't force me to take my thumb off of my right stick. So this was another huge change that I made that really improved my editing. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and hopefully you guys were able to take a few things out of my settings and hopefully apply it to your game. To wrap up the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I think one of the main reasons why Fortnite has managed to keep me so engaged throughout the 3+ years that I've been playing this game is I always feel like there's always room for improvement. There's always ways where I can get better at the game. As long as Epic Games keeps finding ways to improve and update Fortnite, I think Fortnite is just going to stay on top, as I think the sky is the limit for this game still, and you're seeing it with all these collabs and all these different creative, even though I don't do creative, but I think creative is pretty cool though, how you're able to just create anything you want. But I think sky is the limit again for Fortnite, and as long as I keep finding ways to improve and I keep having fun with this game is going to be number one for me for a long time to come. But anyways guys, that's it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.